Hey everyone, so it is time to talk about Vlad, specifically the Revenge of Vlad. So when we start here, let me just start that up. We are dropped into our first and only level, and you can see up here we have what would be our health bar. I couldn't quite get the functionality to work, but behind the scenes you can kind of see it is working. Oh no, I actually turned that off. Okay, so it's not doing anything right now actually. But what it should be doing is you start at 100% health and every second it ticks down and you lose one piece of health and then another until eventually, you'd reach zero. It's kind of instead of a timer. But here we can see our little tutorial message, which was inspired by Portal's little tutorial messages as well. They were more of visual, but this is more kind of spelling it out for the player, and it also doubles as a semblance of plot. It tells you who you are and what you need to do. So it just reads, Vlad's mech is fueled by the blood of his enemies. Wreak havoc to keep your fuel meter high. So that's kind of the health meter is supposed to be the fuel meter, so it's always going down. You start at 100. But the plan was when you'd break stuff, either cars, which had to be cut, or buildings, you would gain some health back, as well as scores. You'd increase your score. Sadly, score also had to be cut. I had cut a decent amount just to get the core gameplay right, but I'm pretty happy with how the core loop actually turned out, so I'm perfectly fine with that. So anyway, if we start actually moving here, Vlad's basic abilities, he can, walk, left or right, of course, and he has a jump, and then we have an attack, just a normal attack, where he does a little stomp, and then we have a jump attack, where he does a punch, so we can do all that. And yeah, we can also look at the art a little bit here. So I had some cool parallax background working. Not really important, but I just wanted to show it off because I thought it looked pretty nice. And we got all the nice art in. His animations are working, so that's cool. Oh, and spoilers. So then we go up to the building. We can stomp, and you can see the stuff is kind of damaged. Boom, and then it's destroyed. Boom, boom, destroyed. Boom, boom, destroyed. And as you can see, destruction has been completely revamped. In an older version, these, when they were destroyed, they would have disappeared, and then this would have fallen down. But I found kind of the way that worked is the best strategy would then just be to sit at the bottom here and break stuff. And then the way to fix that would have been, remove attacking when on the ground. But then at that point, why even be on the ground? There's no real point to it, so it just made it not fun at all. So to fix that, I went with a more classic kind of destruction, and you'll see that here. So if I press up, I will climb, and I can get out of climb by jumping or just climbing off the building here. So if I go up, I can start breaking stuff. Boom, 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 boom. And it feels pretty good. It has some nice shaking animation when destroyed, and switches to its different animation. And another thought, originally I had it so you had to destroy every single little piece of the building to have it fall, but I changed that so you only have to destroy a certain amount of the certain percent of the building to actually destroy it, because I just found it was a lot less fun when you were just kind of, breaking every single piece. It just felt more monotonous, but I wanted the feeling to be more rampage, going to just destroy stuff, break to your heart's content, not specifically focusing on rhythmically destroying everything at once. And then if we climb up here, you can actually climb on the building, which is another reason why I changed the destruction mechanic, because I couldn't get that to work when the building would fall. So yeah, and you can just press down to fall and then get back into climb. So anyway, let's break this thing. I thought it was pretty fun, actually, the destruction. It could be better. There's a lot of things that I wanted to do a little bit differently, but mostly just, you know, some more particle effects and stuff. I really wanted to get screen shake in there, but I sadly couldn't. Didn't quite have the time. But here we go. Oh, and, you missed the particle effects. Okay, let's go to the top. We'll destroy this one, bottom to the top, so you can see. Oh, and also, what I think is really fun. Boom, just destroying that from the top. It's probably my favorite thing to do. I don't know why. So let's just break this. Yeah. Get that revenge, Vlad. Show them how pissed off you are. There we go. The particle effects. You can see the fancy little smoke effect of that. This whole thing, really, the buildings, kind of embarrassing how long it took me to figure this out. I had so many different systems, and I toyed with it so much. I definitely spent the most time messing around with these buildings. I wanted to get them on a tile map, but that didn't work. So, kind of how it works, you know, I got these little, each building is a chunk, and, you know, it's, they have their own health, and then once their health reaches 0, they send a signal to their parent building object, that they can now lose a point, so it has about as much health as the many building pieces it has. And then whenever it loses all of its health, it plays an animation where it crashes down. And I just had a bunch of different variations of that. Still probably could have toyed around with it more and made it even better, but for the moment, it's pretty cool. So anyway, you know, we just, this is kind of it. The thought process, you know, would be you'd always have your health ticking down, and then you'd, you know, start destroying stuff, but couldn't quite get the health working. It just wouldn't display properly, and whenever I destroyed a chunk of a building, it would, well, it was the same problem with scoring. It's, it would send the signal a bunch of times instead of only once. I needed to kind of find the option, like in Construct, where you can have it so it only enables it once. I was thinking of maybe using a while loop for that, but didn't have the time. So yeah, that's the only real functionality that I'm missing. Kind of sucks, but still, I think what I have here is pretty cool. I'm a pretty big fan. And yeah, if you guys want, I will upload it, and you guys can check it out. And, you know, just any feedback would be cool to hear. So yeah, thanks so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed my little demo.